Hey, it's still hunting season in Texas, and guess what? We are at the hunting lease today. But while I'm not in the stand, trying to find Bambi's dad with the 14-point rack, I set up on this trip for the first time. I got the Xiegu X6100 in the mail in a shipment from Radioddity. Find a link in the description below for that. I've got that shipment the day before I came out here. So I actually set it up at home and tinkered with it for a little bit on FT8 using the Buddy Stick Pro. That worked pretty well, but I had to do some tinkering with the sound settings in my Windows box. I'm going to link a video right there of a video that Sean Ham Radio Dude did that was very helpful to me to set up WSJT-x connection between the radio and a Windows box. You have to tweak a couple of settings in Windows, which may or may not be necessary depending on your Windows machine. And then you have to tweak a couple of settings in the radio itself and kind of tinker with it. It's not perfect yet. There are firmware updates coming, but right now it's working. I've got it up and rolling. It's calling CQ. It's running 10 watts with the external battery. It'll run 5 watts with the internal battery. We're going to take a look at it right now.
Shut up and sit down.
All right, I just made that contact with Whiskey Mike 6 Yankee. There's that. Shadows in the glaring screen there. So we've got WSJT-x running with the X6100. Here's the radio itself. The screen is seeable, but not very well in the bright sunlight. I'm sitting in the shade right now. If you see, that's where the sun line is. So you can see the screen in the sun, but it's much more challenging. It's not as bright as some screens are in the sun. So if you have a shade or you have a tent or something, I recommend that. You can change the brightness on this as well, so you can adjust that accordingly. But this is going to be just kind of a quick overview. My hands are all dirty because I've been out here at the hunting lease for 3 days at the time of this recording. So those of you who care about that sort of thing, you should turn off the YouTube right now. Set that back and click OK there and hit. I'm just going to enable transmit and call CQ. So first of all, we've got the LiFePo 4 battery from Gigaparts right here. This is the 24 amp hour battery. It's got 93% left. You can see it's got this cool screen on it. It's dropping to 87. The percentage drops down when the radio starts transmitting, then it comes back up again when it's when it's just receiving, and that's normal. But I charged the radio up last night via shore power in the RV trailer. So it's got a full battery, so this battery is not charging this radio, but this battery is enabling this radio to do 10 watts instead of 5 watts, which you need an external battery for that. So if we want to get in real close right there, I don't think it'll focus any closer than that, but see the volume is down 0 and the power is 10 watts. I apologize, the focus won't get any closer than that on the screen. But if we unplugged this battery here, from the external power source, it would go down to 5 watts, which is fine. No problem at all. One thing I've noticed about this radio, that was volume settings 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and they did not change. They were loud. This is 0. That's transmitting right now. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 settings. I can't tell a difference in volume. So this is something that hopefully they'll fix with some firmware. But that's 0 right there. And that's 1. That's as quiet as it goes. So for whatever reason, we can't do anything like that. But these are your general buttons over here. You can set radio settings in this menu. Got radio setting 1, radio setting 2, display setting. In the display setting is where you can change the backlight level right there. It's at 10 right now, which is the highest setting. This is your exit button. You change the settings by going up and down, up with this button, down with this button. I could actually if you can see right there, there's an orange dotted box around right there. If I turn this knob here, it moves this orange dotted box, and this is the menu that you're on. So now it's on around here, and I can turn the backlight down, and you see the screen going dimmer. And you can turn the backlight all the way up, and it goes to 10. In fact, if you go to 10, and you hit up again, it goes all the way back to 0. Then you hit back from 0, it goes to 10. So, and then this is your exit button right here. So that's the screen there. At the time of this, I haven't been all the way through this radio yet. One thing I haven't figured out yet is how to check the SWR. I just haven't looked at it yet. It's not that it's been difficult or anything like that, but I just haven't looked at how to do that yet. But we've got power here. You got your IQ out port there. That's your BNC antenna, of course. We've got a host USB-C right here. Let me turn this a little bit. Host USB-C right here. This is a dev USB-C. I don't know why they call it dev, but this is the connection this is the one you want to use to connect to the Windows box for WSJT-x and other computer stuff. This one, I'm told, this host one, I'm told, is how you do firmware updates. It'll take a micro SD card. This is for your microphones, RJ45 plug. And then on the side there, you've got accessory, you got key, and you got SP. So I'm not sure what SP is. Key is obviously for a keyer. You can plug a CW key into it. And then for accessory, that might be where the amplifier goes, because we're going to be able to plug a X125B amplifier into this soon and push 100 watts out of it. In fact, I'm looking forward to that. That should be fun time to do. Here's the top here. You can PTT without a microphone connected. It's got a built-in microphone similar to the X6100 on the front. So you can use it that way if you want. You can switch bands here. You can switch modes. SSB, CW, AM, FM mode. And then it's got the internal auto tuner. It's got the great auto tuner just like the previous models of Xiegu have. So it'll tune pretty well. I think up to 3.0 if I'm not mistaken. Maybe even a little bit higher than that. I haven't tested that fully yet. This is your menu button. Memory, VFO, split. You can turn on AGC, preamp, that kind of thing. And it has an attenuator as well. Attenuator right there, preamp. So right now it's on preamp. I can hit that and turn that off. And then I can hit that. It's short press, turns the preamp off and on. And then I can turn the attenuator on by long pressing that button. Long press the attenuator, turn that back off. So have the preamp on with WSJT-x, and it seems to be working well. Although I had to turn my internal Windows volume way down on the line in, and that's probably why, because I have the preamp on. So again, I really just kind of tinkering with this right now, seeing what we can do. But so far so good. It's doing pretty much what it's supposed to be doing. I've got this button locked right here with the lock button. You can hold this down and lock the VFO so you don't change frequencies by mistake. So it's doing pretty well what it's supposed to be doing. There are a couple of quirks with it. The volume, of course, is one. It is supposed to have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. It doesn't have that yet. I posted a picture on Instagram yesterday. I took a picture of this setup yesterday, put it on Instagram. And Julian came by, OH8STN. I hope I've got his call sign right. He comes by. He does the ham radio tech nord. And he said, can't you connect wirelessly instead of using USB? And I was like, well, not yet. From what I'm told by Radioddity, they forwarded me an email from Xiegu saying the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth weren't enabled yet. However, someone else came by that Instagram post and said that they had it working. So I haven't even tinkered with that yet either. I just wanted to do a real quick preview overview because I've had this radio for about 3 days now. Have not gone through everything. I've been watching videos from the other YouTubers out there about how to do certain things. A lot of really good information out there. So let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you want to see done with this radio. I'll probably make several videos with it. So what kinds of steps would you like to see? I'm going to hook it up to the amp. I'm going to do some sideband CQs on it. I'm probably going to take it and do a POTA with it. Of course, FT8's the easiest thing because it's easy to make contacts with 10 watts on FT8 from where I'm at. I'm not on top of a mountain. But what else would you like to see about the X6100 from Zorro? I'm going to call it Zorro. The Zorro X6100 brand new radio. Purchase link in the description below from Radioddity. Thanks for watching today. You guys have a good one.